SMT Nation, we back. Nation, I want to discuss a topic here today about AT&T and their big quarter. One of the things that obviously sent the stock price popping that day, the day of the earnings, 6, 7, 8%. I think it peaked, and then an additional follow-up today of about 2%. It's been good. What they did was they hit this metric here. It's the free cash flow. They were able to generate over $5 billion in free cash flow, and they track for the rest of the year to exceed 16.5 billion in free cash flow. And they might exceed that, folks. They might do it. And in this video, I'm going to tell you how and why that's going to happen. And actually, it's even finally, all right, hitting the mainstream news cycle. All right, there's an article from Ian Morris, and I think it's on light reading, so you guys can check that out if you like. In fact, I'll see if I can post it for you guys here. But let's cover this concept as to how they did this and what the strategy was and what it means moving forward. All right, articles and everything will be linked in the description. Ways to support us, you guys can find that in the description as well. Okay, so the main way that AT&T hit this metric is the pressures that they had in Q1. They no longer have those same pressures, right? The rest of the year outlook has been all green, right? What AT&T has done over the course of the last several months, right, for basically the entire year 2023, they have been laying off employees. It's not so much retail. It's not so much retail related. It's corporate, right? And they have consolidated across basically all departments. Some departments probably consolidated 10% of their employees. Some probably did 20, 30, maybe even 50 or 60% in some instances. When you cut to that extent, you save a ton of money, right? That's the most expensive thing at a company quite often is the talent, is the skilled folks that get paid. And there are some people at AT&T who get paid a very handsome salary. All right, I know for a fact that there were some managers, supervisors, project managers, directors who are probably making upwards of $250,000 annual in salary, and they're gone. And that's what AT&T did, right? They consolidated, they shrunk the workforce, and they laid off a lot of people. All right, and of course they've been laying off folks, ever since they spun off the media side, right? So this goes back even further than this year. But I'm here to tell you guys, it's not done. How else are they going to accelerate cash flows? Right? Yeah, they're going to be doing some machine learning AI stuff that's going to help them, streamline some of their customer care stuff and whatever, and all those things, and that's even more so future looking. That's more down the line next year, the year after. You'll see more substantial gains there. But they're going to be cutting jobs. There's more. I don't know how many. It will be in the thousands. In fact, I would expect AT&T to continue to lay off workers and those corporate employees until something breaks. Because even when I was reading this article here from Ian Morris, the AT&T seems on a mission to be a zero-employee telco. While that may sound exaggerated, it's not that far from the truth. Cost cutting is huge at AT&T. Folks, they have $130 billion in debt. They are going to explore everything. They've saved $6 billion on their most recent cost-cutting program, and they're looking to do it again to the tune of an additional $2 billion. By shrinking and consolidating the employee count, they can save a lot of money. So you're still going to have the AI piece, helping where it can and where they can apply it. You're still going to continue to try to raise ARPU and grow organically through mobile services and fiber, right? Additional services, deepening customer relationships, improving pricing tiers and making more money that way. But tried and true AT&T way is to just lay people off. And trust me, there'll be more by the end of this year, and there will be more next year. And they'll probably, if they end up at about 16.5 or 17 billion free cash flow by the end of this year, don't be surprised. And if they accelerate this by an additional 5 or 10% next year, don't be surprised. But also don't be surprised if something breaks. I do really think that AT&T is going to push the boundaries. on how many folks they can lay off and eliminate. I think they will. I think they will break something. I don't know how that rears its ugly head. I don't know how it's going to show. I'm just saying they're going to push it to the limit, and then they'll hire some folks. But that might not be until the end of next year, Q3 or Q4. Who knows? Anyways, tell me what you guys think about AT&T's financial situation. Tell me what you think of their approach to increasing their free cash flows and how they're handling it. I don't like the concept of layoffs. Those folks, hopefully they able to bounce back and get an even better job with a better company, but this is that. You got $130 billion, you're willing to do whatever it takes to reduce that debt load. They're relaxing CapEx, they're trying to save money every which way, and then they're going to throw everything, including the kitchen sink, at this problem to see if they can reduce the pressure. Shareholders, they need their dividends, they need their value, right? They need their free cash flows. What do you guys think? Sound off in the comment section below. To all the voice of the people, the SMT Nation, let your voice be heard.